you're saying that future jobs are going to be harder to come by because of an OnlyFans account. Like, if you think this affects your standing or your social credibility in getting jobs, you are so sadly mistaken.
What's going on, everyone? Jeremy here from The Quartering, and I don't know if you remembered this, but do you remember when Idubbbz said this?
My girlfriend started an OnlyFans account, which is a website where you can upload amateur porn, and I think all of it is cool.
Remember how everyone knew better, but just kind of let it slide because Idubbbz has built up a lot of cachet over the years. I don't want to be clear. I literally don't care about the whole Idubbbz girlfriend thing other than the memes, which from his response, apparently he's okay with, even though he doesn't appear to be acting like it. And I don't care if girls choose to monetize their lives in this manner. It's sad that dudes get sucked into this, but I'm not judging them, I guess, individually. I mean, I guarantee some of my viewers also enjoy supporting females in this manner. And hey, it's your money. You do what you want with it. Now, here's an interesting story that broke on April 25th, a Midwestern tale. Her colleagues watched her OnlyFans account at work. When the bosses found out, they fired her. And let me be very clear. This is murky. I suspect that they're going to have a very hairy lawsuit. I guess I don't know. I haven't seen her account, but I mean, I actually reached out to her directly. I have not heard back yet. If I hear back, I'll update this video before it goes live. It'll be Tuesday morning, I think, when this goes live. So in a recording, the young mechanic's boss can be heard telling her that the account might encourage her coworkers to approach you with unwanted conduct or comments. A promising young mechanic at a Honda dealership in Indiana was fired from her job after management learned that she was making spicy photos outside of work using a particular platform. And again, I 100% disavow. And dude, let me be very clear. You know the other mechanics in the bay are pissed. I mean, like, I've seen mechanic bays. The odds of actually having even a moderately attractive female back in the mechanics bay are astronomical. And having one that's above average and out there, there is no way that everybody in the dealership wasn't completely peeved about this.
It looks like your distributor cap's a little loose.
That's weird. I just wouldn't peg you for mechanical.
Well, you know.
This had to be, I used to work at a car dealership. I'm not saying all dealerships are like this, but here's how mine was set up. Men in the mechanics bay, men as the service writers, men in sales, and women in the office. So I'm guessing that if it was similar to that, it was probably a woman who complained. I can't imagine a dude complaining about this. Kristen Vaughn, 24, told BuzzFeed News that she was on track to become the first woman master tech at Don Airey's Honda dealership in Fort Wayne when she was abruptly let go from her job after colleagues discovered her account on social media site where people can pay to subscribe to a private account and which is commonly used for spicy photos. And by the way, remember Idubbbz, he knew, at 22 or however old he is, 23, he knows how the world works, everybody. There could never possibly be any negative repercussions from having this. And by the way, I don't support them. Vaughn said after she mentioned her account in an Instagram stories, coworkers began watching her videos together at the workplace and then getting out of hand. And by the way, that's not okay. You're a real chump if that's what you're doing, by the way. But instead of punishing her colleagues, she said management blamed her for making the account. Quote, if the guys would just have watched their videos at home, none of this would have happened, she said. But instead of looking at it like, hey, the guys are kind of creepy, it's, oh, well, you're the girl that brought this to their attention. You're responsible. Vaughn was fired in mid-February, and her story went viral after she posted about it on Twitter on Wednesday. Quote, really a shame they had to fire me for having my particular fan page because I got down at my dealership, she wrote alongside of a video of her replacing an AC unit. Jason Johnson, who handles human resources for the dealership, denied that Vaughn had been fired over that account and said instead that she had violated company policy. Bull. Oh my God, could you imagine having a good-looking... Are you joking? Dude, there's no way that guys in the Bay are happy about this. She declined to specify which policy Vaughn had violated. Shocking. But in audio recordings that Vaughn provided to BuzzFeed of meetings she had with Johnson and the dealership general manager, John Watkins, the two men can be heard questioning her about the account, its presence, and discussing the harm it could do to the reputation of their business. You're a Honda dealership. You sell budget cars. What reputation are you worried about? Imagine not wanting to be the dealership with the hot mechanic. I'm sure loads of those 50-year-old boomers definitely don't want to bring their car to the service aisle that has that hot chick. I'm sure it was really going to hurt your business. In the recordings, Johnson and Watkins also seem to blame Vaughn for the reaction of her coworkers. Quote, "If I walked out into the shop and spread a rumor about how other people can react to it, that's their responsibility. But I'm still the one who yelled it," Watkins can be heard saying in one recording. Moron. The pair also questioned Vaughn about how she felt about the fact if her coworkers were likely seeing her in the buff. Johnson also seemed to blame Vaughn for creating a situation where her coworkers might be tempted to go after her. This is ridiculous. Look, I'm going full simp here. All right, I understand. If you want to call me a simp, but holy crap, dude. You have a dealership that could be the home of the hot mechanic, and you boneheadedly fire her, and then you double, triple, and quadruple down on how it's her fault. Are you joking? If there were coworkers over there who had access to your page, that might encourage them to approach you with unwanted advances, Johnson said on the recording. Whoa. Vaughn's viral tweet about her account came as many people who are out of work due to the coof considered doing this type of work online to make money in the interim. Starting this type of an account has been something of a meme, and campsites have expanded rapidly in the last 2 months. But experienced workers have warned that anyone joining an industry should now be wary of the risks. People will find out. During a town hall meeting on Wednesday aimed at educating newcomers, and organized by the Spicy Video Trade Association Free Speech Coalition, your best friends and your worst enemies will all eventually find out that you've done spicy videos. Vaughn has an active social media presence, and she has a following for her work as a woman mechanic on Instagram, where she posts videos from the shop, how-tos, and time-lapse videos of her capable work on cars. Start a YouTube channel, girl. You'll be a huge star. While she was on company time, Vaughn was by all accounts an ambitious and capable employee. The dealership celebrated her role as a woman in the industry, featuring a video praising her work on the Facebook page. Yikes. "I was a phenomenal employee with a perfect record and never got in trouble," said Vaughn. "When I went to work, I was on the clock, I did my job, and I was good at it. I was appropriate when I was at work, I wore my uniform, I did what I had to." Johnson, the HR coordinator, confirmed to BuzzFeed that Vaughn was well regarded at the dealership. "We think very highly of her." I bet you do. There's no way this HR director isn't a woman.
Are you gay?
Gay? I wish. If I were gay, there'd be no problem. No, what I have is a romantic abnormality. One so unbelievable that it must be hidden from the public at all costs. You see...
Stop!
Come on. Vaughn started the account in January to make a little extra money so she could pay off her student loans and mortgage, and started to save a little. She said her dream is to save up enough to own her own shop and work on race cars. When she was called in to speak with management, she said they initially thought it might be about a prize she was up for which she was later named a semifinalist. Vaughn wasn't sure exactly how management learned about her account, but she said word got wrong among some of the employees when she posted about her account on her Instagram. After that, she said, some of the men started showing her videos to other employees in the shop. I had a coworker come up to me. He was telling me how the salesmen were all huddled up in a group, and they had come up in the group and they were on the page, she recalled. And he said that he didn't know it was me until they passed my picture of my face and said, "Oh, I've seen a lot of you." Look, I was like, "That's effing great. Thanks," she said, showing it to everybody. Hey, first of all, look, I mean, everything that your management did to you at that dealership is 100% wrong. All right. And if you want to raise some support to take them to court, I will help you. However, don't be surprised that these people found your account and shared it. The idea that they would have kept it to themselves is absurd. You couldn't have possibly believed that. Vaughn said 2 employees in particular became fixated on that fact when that she was on this account and began to give her a hard time online in the shop. She subsequently stopped any mentions of it on her account. To me, it doesn't make sense that they'd be so concerned about their image and that they're concerned only about my page, but they let other things slide, she said. Vaughn said one of the male employees who appeared in his girlfriend's account was teased by colleagues but not reprimanded. Another male employee who works at the dealership told BuzzFeed News that he had also heard about the same male colleague appearing on his girlfriend's account. The whole shop knew about it. That's just not a good look. And ultimately, Karen Looper, who worked in the same dealership as Porter from November 2019 to March, told BuzzFeed that she had also started an account while working there like Vaughn. And she said one of her colleagues began giving her a hard time about it and showed it to others, saying that he was helping her drum up business. I mean, look, if your coworker shared around, I mean, that's what you get. But everything else and the stuff, I mean, look, they're looking at the stuff at work on the clock. All right, that should be a fireable offense. And I worked in a dealership. I assure you, I sold cars when I was out of college. The rules are different for salespeople. I understand that. However, the idea that you would fire an employee or let the male coworkers do that stuff to her is not okay. And firing her for it is doubly not okay. In one of the audio recordings made by Vaughn, when Johnson talked about her account might encourage coworkers to make advances to her, Vaughn then asked if Johnson was concerned about a repeat of Looper's experience, her other coworker, with male colleagues. Absolutely, Johnson can be heard responding. This type of stuff that you would find personally unwelcome, and that's something I would be concerned about for you. Reached by phone by BuzzFeed News, Johnson spoke briefly before saying, I think I've got more important things to do with my time right now, and I don't think that's any business of yours. I imagine their reviews are probably not going over well. Hey, I wish you all the best, girl, in your career. Vermilion Vixen. Fixing cars or cleaning pipes, helping people clean their clogged pipes. Whatever it is that you're into, I support it, I guess. Hope you enjoyed this video. We'll talk to you again real soon.